19-year-old Stephen Rutherford dies in a tragic construction accident. He alone helps 81 people restore their lives. Coulter Minor, born September 9, 2002, is diagnosed with a hypoplastic left heart and must receive a heart transplant to live. Sifo Thimbala was gunned down March 24, 1997. 6 people lived because of his death. 2.5-year-old Priscilla Lane receives a heart transplant from a donor. She is now 14 and healthy. In an interview with Gary Flynn, a Norfolk native and a heart transplant recipient over 20 years ago, on July 26, 2010, he said he did not know how to show his thanks to his donor family until he received a phone call 5 years ago from the wife of the man whose heart pumps inside him. Her words that her husband's organs were used to save someone else's life and help in their grieving made Gary not only a recipient but also a donor. Hearing Gary Flynn's remarkable story has strengthened my already established decision of being an organ donor. Organ donation is on a rise, but there's still need and you can help. Today I will bring to you the need of organ donation, some answers to frequently asked questions about donating, and how you can make the gift of life by becoming an organ donor. After you've heard the facts and some of the statistics involved, for those who have illnesses that require transplants, you'll find yourself signing up to become a donor or allowing a loved one's passing to become the gift of life. So let's get you started with some awareness for the need of organ donors. According to www.unos.org, as of July 26, 2010, there were 107,000 people on the national waiting list for everything from hearts to eyes. In January through April 2010 alone, 9,107 people were added to that national list, compared with 4,635 people donating. This leaves 49% of those 9,107 people on the edge of death, waiting for the organ that could save their life. Only 1 in 4 people on the national waiting list will receive the transplant they need. The most crucial groups being those of ethnic cultures. The median wait time for organs is anywhere from 8 months to 5 years, depending on the organ. There are also several factors that may be met to make matches for recipients, and these are pointed out by www.mayoclinic.com, April 3, 2010. The first being age, another ethnicity, third blood type, also time on the waiting list, and the last distance between the donor and the recipient. The national system controlled by the UNOS headquarters in Richmond, Virginia, links all organ procurement organizations so that the criteria from donor to recipient is matched based on the factors needed to make the transplant successful. Many people may not think about organ donation until something happens to a mother, father, sister, brother, or another loved one, and they are presented with the option of using their grief to give joy. We will now look at some of those frequently asked questions and solutions that rise when deciding whether or not to donate. The success rate of transplants is 75 to 85%, depending on the organ, with lung transplants being the least successful at 50%, according to www.buzzle.com, 2010. There's absolutely no cost to the donor family. Regular funerals can be held for your loved ones because the donor sites are not seen and they are professionally repaired for viewing. And doctors uphold an ethic vow that does not let them choose to save your life if you are an organ donor. Organ donations can only be done if the donor is brain dead. Black markets may exist in third world countries, but that's not the case in the U.S. The system is heavily regulated and based upon need, matches, and authenticity of organs. According to a survey conducted by www.donatelifeny.org 2010, 75% of donors want to donate despite their family beliefs, whether they are religious or ethical. The Mayo Clinic points out a helpful hint on their website, www.mayoclinic.com, April 3, 2010. In overcoming family religious beliefs, they state, organ donation is consistent with most religious beliefs, including Catholicism, Protestant, Judaism, and Islam. If you're unsure of your religious stance, just ask a member of your clergy. Donations are completely anonymous if it's wished by the donor family. Many recipients, though, feel the need to thank their donor families and vice versa. Donor families, often their grief is healed by knowing the recipient and seeing their lives fulfilled because of their donation. Now that we've cleared up some of the previously believed myths about donation, let's go ahead and sign you up. Becoming an organ donor is so fast and so easy, you won't understand why you haven't done it already. There's several ways to make yourself a donor, and you can pick whichever's easiest for you. First, you can just simply talk to your family about your wishes so that they'll know what to do if they are presented with the option. You can set up a living will, which will include you being a donor, or you can sign up at www.donorregistry.org. Here you will electronically fill out your donor card, which takes 5 minutes. They will then send you the card, so you just stash it in your wallet for safekeeping. When you apply for your driver's license, just mark the yes box for the organ donation. Remember Gary Blinn? He did the unheard of, and he served 2 years in Vietnam, only to find in 1990 that he would need a new heart. But he is now the oldest successful heart recipient. Coulter Minor is now a healthy 8-year-old that runs and plays with other kids, and Priscilla Lane is a healthy 14-year-old that loves making makeup and hanging out with her friends. All of this is possible through the passion of families that found solace in their grief by giving life to someone else. We've looked at the need for organ donation, answered some of the frequently asked questions when deciding to donate, and also how you can sign up to donate. You donate every spring to Goodwill, the items that you don't use. You may donate money to different organizations because you have extra income. Why not donate organs that you will not be using after your death? Why waste something that could save someone's life? Make the ultimate gift of giving and become an organ donor today. For those of you in my audience who are ready to sign up, www.donorregistry.org will be available on this computer. So go ahead, add to the donor list, and let's give 107,000 people on the waiting list hope for a full life, one donation at a time.